So for those of you who watched the video that I posted before this, you are well aware that I ended up recapping the trade where I made a 100% profit return on Friday, teaching you the strategy I was using to able to make that trade, which was the unique trend reversal trading strategy that I've created, the PCP reversal trading strategy, the gap close reversal trading strategy. With that being said, if you were to implement the information that I gave you in yesterday's video, you should have had a very lucrative trading day buying call options towards the open. I'm going to walk you through step by step how we were able to use the same exact trading strategy that I taught you in the last video to profit on calls into the morning. Let's get straight into the analysis. Then, towards the end of this video, I'm going to be breaking down our new levels of interest where we are planning to trade at. Let's get straight into it. So, inside of Team Roar, for those of you in the program, you are well aware in terms of the morning trading sessions, nearly every single morning session is green, winning a fucking choice. Now, with that being said, in terms of the morning trade that was made inside of Team Roar, let's buy 522 SPY calls for 275 cents at 10:01 a.m. So why did we decide to buy SPY call options as soon as the second 30-minute candlestick ended up opening? The reason why was the gap close reversal trading strategy. So for those of you who ended up taking a look at the daily chart, you should have been well aware that there was a gap that was waiting to fill below on the SPY. Right here, towards $511, there was a gap to fill below. Now, what did I tell you in yesterday's video? If the SPY or the stock you're watching loses a lot of gains in a very short period of time, and then it drops back down to fill a gap that's waiting to fill below, it can potentially have a reversal. So once you find that setup, you have to use confirmations to confirm that it's going to have a reversal. And then once you confirm that it's going to have a reversal, you can capitalize on that trend reversal throughout the day, making multiple trades. Now, with that being said, there was a gap that was waiting to fill below right here, as you can see, towards this 511 level. Now, once the SPY closed the gap, if you used the 30-minute confirmation, you should have said, this is a green, bullish 30-minute confirmation. It closed the gap. It had a reversal. It's starting to spike back up to fill the gap that was waiting to fill above at 533. So you should have been in on call options towards the opening of the second 30-minute candlestick. Was there another confirmation to buy call options with the unique trend reversal trading strategy? Yes, there was. Remember the green, red, green pattern that I taught you? So the SPY ended up reversing at the gap. And then if you look at the 30-minute chart, green, red, green. Once it forms that green, red, green pattern that I taught you, that we've been using to profit for a very long time, you go back, you watch all these videos, you're going to see it's the same exact trading strategies. It's the same exact patterns that are printed at the speed of fucking light, man. Look at this. You got the green, red, green pattern. You buy call options on the opening of the next 30-minute candle. What's SPY going to try to do? It's going to try to spike for the next hour. It's going to try to spike and test and break above this 30-minute wick, man. It's going to start to fill the gap that's waiting to fill above. That right there was two confirmations to buy call options. And I made it very clear that if you see the SPY lose the bulk of its gains, or if you see a stock lose the bulk of its gains, and then it goes back down to fill a gap that's waiting to fill below, that's a great foundation of a potential reversal. Like I said in yesterday's video, we're not targeting every single gap. We have a special foundation, a special system on where stocks, on where SPY is likely going to reverse at the gap, man. So this right here, this was a phenomenal setup because you can just see that the SPY ended up gapping up from $511, and look at how long it took to get to 533. Right here, it's gapping up towards 511 right here, 5.6. And then we go to fucking 533 right here. That's 6.5, man. In 1 month, it went from 511 to 533. In 1 day, it gapped down from 533 and went back down to fill the gap below. That is an overreaction to the downside. SPY lost a month's worth of gains in a single day. What the fuck do you think is going to happen once the gap fills? It's going to start to have a reversal. That's a great foundation to play the gap close reversal trading strategy. But you have to confirm that it's going to have a reversal. You can't just blindly go in at the level, even though it's likely going to have a reversal. And I explained to you why it was going to likely have a reversal. Because it lost a month's worth of gains in a single day. It's so oversold. Within this overall market, man, it's likely going to bounce first when it hits that fucking level. You use the 30-minute confirmations. You start profiting with us at the speed of fucking light, man. Look, winning is a fucking choice. If you implement the trading strategies that I've been recapping with the trades that we've been making inside of Team Roar, you should not have a problem going green on the overall day, man. So that was a great trade that we ended up making inside of Team Roar. We ended up getting in at 275 cents a contract. We did end up averaging our cost down, as you can see right here. We ended up averaging our cost down at 139 a contract. In terms of the option trading alert system that we created, we focus on adding to winners, but in terms of this situation, we did end up averaging our cost down. And then in terms of selling, we ended up selling at 313 a contract. That was a very lucrative trade. And then in terms of the second trade, G-Roar ended up going 2 for 2 on the day. You can see right here, let's buy 514 SPY puts for 60 cents a contract. And then we ended up selling those contracts in the 90-cent range. Now, with that being said, what are going to be the new levels that I'm planning to trade heading into the market open tomorrow? I'm going to walk you through some of the new levels, man. So if you take a look at the extended hours trading session, you're going to see we are having a massive gap up. Now, based off the daily pattern that I'm seeing and along with the gap close reversal that we're currently experiencing within this market, I'm going to be very focused on looking for dip buying opportunities, and I'm going to walk you through these overall levels. So 517.38 is going to be the new gap that is waiting to fill below. That is going to be our first overall level. So I'm going to clear out this overall chart for you, and we're going to start drawing the levels. So 517.38, we're going to draw a level right here. I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to break down this overall chart for you step by step. That's going to be a level of interest, right? You can see right now, we are gapping up. The SPY is trying to open up higher where it previously closed at. It's at 523 right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back throughout the daily chart, and we're just going to take a look at the overall chart. This caught my attention, man. This is going to be that big attention zone that you need to pay attention to. 518.40 to 517.30. This is going to be a gap close reversal zone. All right? So that's going to be a gap reversal zone. If we drop back down towards that zone and we're getting a 30-minute bullish trend reversal confirmation, we're seeing the bullish patterns, we are buying call options in between that zone. If we get the confirmation and it's above that zone, we're buying call options, man. This is what you need to be aware of. If we drop back down to 518.30 to 517.30 and we get the 30-minute confirmations, we are going to see a massive spike to the upside. As you can see right here on this particular day, a massive bear trap was created when the SPY bottomed at 518. It quickly ended up spiking to 527. And we do have a gap that's waiting to fill above at 533. So what you need to be aware of is if that overall zone that I gave you reacts as a support level, it is going to have a massive bear trap. It's going to have a massive move to the upside. And then it's going to potentially try to drop towards this 528.70 level. Now, our true best level for put options is the gap close reversal at 532.90. 532.90 is the true best level where we're looking to do put options. And then in terms of a higher level of interest would be 543. So I gave you the target zones where we're looking to target the potential reversals. Now, let's go in throughout the 30-minute chart here, and I'm just going to see if there's any more levels that you should be paying a close eye on to. We're gonna go a little bit further back, and we're just gonna take a look at things. I'm telling you that 517.30 to 518.30, that is truly going to be the main overall zone. In terms of the gap breakout, the high of day was at 523. This is another unique trading strategy that I created. You find a stock that gaps down, and then when it closes, you take the high of day. So the high of day is at 523. If we break above 523 and react to support, that means that there is no resistance, and SPY is going to start to fill the gap that's waiting to fill above at 533. So another key make or break level of interest, man, is going to be that 523, man. 523 is going to be this make or break, man. 523.58. That's a gap breakout level. If we break above that, react to support, it's going to explode up to 528.80, try to reject first. It's going to try to start to fill the gap as well towards that 533. If it reacts as a resistance level, if 523.80 reacts as a resistance level, we're getting bearish confirmations, we're going to drop back down towards that buy zone. In terms of my best level of interest the day before the market opens, it's going to be buying call options towards that overall buy zone of 517 to 518. Your make or break level is at 523. This is make or break. If we react as a resistance, we're dropping back down to that buy zone. If we react to support and break out, we're going to start to explode up to 528, start to fill the gap at 533. So your best possible levels to be trading at is going to be the 517.30, 518 zone. That's the buy the dip zone. And then above that, 523, make or break zone. And then above that, we're looking at 528.80. That's just a quick scalp level, not too interested in it. Really interested in the higher gaps for the reversals. 533, 543. For those of you who've been implementing this trading strategy properly, you should have been banking, man. You should have been very well green. It's been working so well. If you went back and you watched the market crash videos, I made it very clear to buy put options on SPY once the gap fills at 554 and you see a red bearish closing 30-minute confirmation right here. This is a double top. This is a red bearish 30-minute confirmation. Once that confirmation triggers, you're saying, okay, it's reversing at the gap. It had a double top for an hour. You're going to buy put options at a lower level at 550, ride it back down to fill the gap below at 542. You should have been in on put options towards that best level, man. The gap close reversal trading strategy has been working absolutely phenomenal, man. If you take a look right here, this is the exact level. I told you guys, we are buying call options at 537, man. Once the SPY went back down towards the 537 zone, it was the exact fucking lows. Don't you guys remember the videos that I had recently posted with the trading plans where I made it very, very clear to buy SPY call options? The previous resistance is going to react to support at this 537, and then it had a massive bear trap, and then a gap formed right towards that 537 level. A new gap formed at 538.50. It's having a reversal. Look, man, this is the best fucking trading strategy you can possibly use, man. This is for beginners. This is for intermediate. This is for advanced traders. Every single trader on the fucking planet should be aware of this unique gap close reversal trading strategy. Now, it gets a lot more advanced, man. So I have a playlist. If you want to check it out, it's the second link down below in the description. It goes into a lot more of the advanced stuff on how to profit using this trading strategy. And you don't have to be the first person to capture this reversal at the gap. You can capture it later in the day. Like I said, there was two opportunities to capture this trading strategy. The first opportunity was to buy call options as soon as, this gap closed, and then in the 30-minute candlestick closed green, you buy call options on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick. The second confirmation was the green, red, green pattern. Like I tell you all the time, when the SPY is having a trend reversal, when the SPY is attempting to have a bullish trend reversal, when the SPY is having a bullish trend, look for the green, red, green pattern. Green, red, green. And I tell you all the time, when you see a wick that's waiting to be tested above, it's likely going to spike and retest that wick. Once the green, red, green pattern forms, you buy call options on the next opening of the candle of that 90-minute pattern. You ride it back up. And once it hits this wick, you start to sell into the move, right? And then sometimes it lasts for an hour. Sometimes it has a nice little breakout above the wick. You sell into the move. You set profit stops. You don't go green to red on the fucking trade. Now, with that being said, you guys need to be aware. This is the best time possible to be trading zero-date options that are further out of the money. The market right now is extremely volatile. Look at the moves, man. The market right now has extremely high volatility. It is rewarding people who are holding for bigger wins. Now, the people who trade options, the ones who hold for the bigger wins, these are the same people who are buying cheap, far out of the money option contracts. They're low risk. You don't need to use stop losses because the risk is so low. You're putting in whatever you're willing to risk, your max risk per trade. You don't need a stop loss on the contracts because they're so fucking cheap, low barrier to fucking entry, man. And these are the biggest percentage gains within the market. Anyone who knows how to trade and knows how to hold a trade for a very long period of time are all opting for zero-date far out of the money option contracts, man. With these contracts, you can literally hold them. They can drop 70%, 80%, 90%. Later in the day, they can go in the money. You could sell them in the money for a very nice big percentage gain. And in terms of the options trade alert system that we created, we tend to focus on adding to winners, and the only stop that we are setting is profit stops. We are setting profit stops and getting stopped out for profit. We are not using stop losses. Now, one of the reasons why this is the best time possible to get in on this movement, on this overall trend of buying cheap far out of the money option contracts and selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains, the reason why is the market right now is extremely volatile, and it's rewarding people who are holding trades for longer periods of time. That's what the volatility is rewarding, right? Now, with that being said, man, you need to be buying cheap, low-risk contracts, and you need to be selling them deep in the money, man. These are the lowest fucking risk contracts, man. Look, in terms of the contract prices right now, they are very high. They are a lot more expensive, right? You don't want to be going in the money and scalping for a small gain. You're going to get absolutely destroyed. You have to adapt. In terms of the current market conditions right now, if you are buying in the money option contracts, they are going to be so expensive. And the market isn't going to be rewarding you because you're not holding for a long period of time. This means you're going to be risking more buying expensive contracts, and you're going to get stopped out so fucking quickly, man. Your risk to reward ratio is going to go fucking down. It's not worth the fucking risk, man. So in this particular market right now, with these extremely volatile big moves, the contracts are going to be a lot fucking higher. So if you buy cheap, low risk, far in the money option contracts and you hold for the bigger moves and you sell deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains, you're going to be in the best situation possible with a high risk to reward ratio. If your strategy is to buy in the money option contracts with these current market conditions, with this high volatility, you're going to get absolutely fucked, man. You're going to be buying very expensive contracts and you're going to be selling for much smaller percentage gains. The market's only going to reward you with these volatile moves if you hold. And it makes no sense to hold in the money options for a long period of time when you can just buy further out of the money options that are cheap, low risk, sell deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains, man. This is what everyone's doing. For those of you who are holding trades for a long period of time, for those of you who know how to actually fucking trade, plus the beauty of the trading strategy is the risk is so low, the contracts are so fucking cheap. You genuinely don't even need a stop loss, man. If you're starting with like $2,500 in capital, you really don't need a stop loss on these overall contracts. So with that being said, if you do want to be a part of our secured private organization, it is going to be the first link down below within the description. We will see you guys tomorrow, and we're going to be printing at the speed of fucking light.